Hi there, you guys. This is Jaden here, and in this video, I will be doing something different. Okay, so for starters, I have seen like maybe two other YouTubers do videos talking all about how they would change Total Drama's fifth season called Total Drama All Stars, and yeah, for those who don't know, Total Drama All Stars is a pretty heavily hated on installment in the Total Drama series, and a lot of people think that that's like the worst season of Total Drama. However, though, if you ask me, I am definitely not one of those people. I mean, I love All Stars. I definitely wouldn't say it's my favorite installment of Total Drama, but still, I'm an All Stars fan, and I love it like how I love almost the entire Total Drama franchise in general. However, though, I wouldn't say that it's perfect, nor would I say I wouldn't change anything about it. So in this video, I'll be going over some changes that I would do to Total Drama All Stars, and primarily its ending. Not the entire Total Drama All Stars season, but like mainly its ending. Not that I think that Total Drama All Stars had a bad finale. No, I think that it ended well with all that crazy stuff happening. But still, I wouldn't say it's perfect, nor would I say I wouldn't change anything about it. So in this video, I'll be going over some little changes that I would do to Total Drama All Stars' ending. And yeah, spoiler alert, you have been warned. Let's get this started. Okay, so one of the things that I would change, it has a lot to do with the semifinal episode, the episode that came before this episode. So technically, this list isn't just for episode 13. It involves episode 12 as well. And some little change that I would do to episode 12 is like, okay, the elimination order after Chris puts Gwen in the flush of shame for defacing his portrait and all that shit. Of course, after he does that, he asks Zoe, who won that challenge in episode 12, who she wants to bring to the finale between Scott and Mike, who of course was at the time taken over by Mal. And yeah, so if you guys don't remember, in this episode, in that scene of the episode, Zoe chooses Scott to eliminate instead of Mike, and that leads to us having a friendship finale between both Mike and Zoe, even though Mike at the time was taken over by Mal, like I just said. Now, here's a change that I would do to this scene. All right. So, if you guys don't know, I've talked about this before in live streams too. Scott is my favorite contestant within Revenge of the Island, and in my opinion, they made him even better in All Stars. I mean, I don't hate Scott in Revenge of the Island or anything. No, I love Scott in Revenge of the Island. How he's this like challenge throwing dirt farmer. I love Scott, but I love him even more in All Stars. I think they made him funnier, more interesting, added more to his character. And yeah, I like Scott even more in All Stars than I do in Revenge of the Island. And I like how he made it even farther in this season than he did in Revenge of the Island. And bro, I would have loved to have Scott make it to the finale of this season. But no, he had to get eliminated and get eliminated near the finale for the second season in a row. And bro, I mean, yeah, now it's not that I don't like Zoe or Mike or anyone like that. But something that I would do, and it's not that I blame Zoe for choosing Mike to bring to the finale instead of Scott. She had a very well and in character reason as to why she chose Scott to eliminate instead of Mike. But something I would have done instead of, even though this would be less in character for Zoe, but I don't really care, was have Zoe eliminate Mike and bring Scott to the finale and have Mike take the flush of shame, but have him come back in the very next episode as one of Zoe's helpers so she could still do something to help Mike with this whole Mal problem. But no, instead she decided to go like pretty much the opposite direction and eliminate Scott and bring Mike to the finale with her. And then in the next episode, we get like a scene in which Mike and Zoe are challenged to shoot balloons that have eliminated contestants from the season in them. And whichever contestants they get to have those contestants be their helpers for them in this final episode of All Stars. And yeah, they get Gwen and Cameron for Zoe's helpers, and Mike gets Alejandro and Heather for his helpers. And then the challenge is up, and then one of Chris's interns has to collect the other helpers for Mike and Zoe in this season finale. And yeah, they could have at least have Scott be a helper for Mike or Zoe, but no, the intern couldn't collect the helpers because it started getting windy. And then they have more than half the season's contestants fly away into the sun to possibly die. And yeah, that's a mistake on Chris's part, since he said a couple times in the episode that they forgot to tie the balloons down. And now, not exactly that it's a bad thing that they had the contestants fly up into the sun like that, but of course, I would have rather had one of Chris's interns pop the balloons and collect the helpers like he was going to do, of course. But then, like I just said, the characters in the balloons float away into the sun and possibly die. And again, that was a mistake on Chris's part. Yeah, I would have rather had the intern collect the helpers, with, of course, the balloons being tied down, so it would make more sense for them to not fly up into the sun like that. And of course, have Duncan be the helper for Scott, since, like I said, I would want to have Scott be in the season's finale. And of course, also I would also feel Sierra would be more fitting to be a helper for Zoe than Scott. And I could also imagine Courtney being a helper for Scott, since that Scott had a big crush on Courtney this season, even though they kind of broke up before Courtney took the flush of same in the Money Sunday episode. But still, yeah, I would have rather had them collect the helpers for them to be other helpers for both Scott and Zoe, instead of having them fly up into the sun like that. And of course, in the final episode of All Stars, I also would have wanted to have Scott win by making it all the way up there by pulling the sword out of the stone. That would have been awesome to have be at least an alternate ending. Yeah, so yeah, overall, that's how I would change the ending to Total Drama All Stars. Have Zoe eliminate Mike instead of Scott, and have the intern collect the helpers for them to be other helpers for both Scott and Zoe in the season finale, and have Scott win instead of Zoe or Mike, since, like I said, Scott's my favorite Revenge of the Island contestant. And I think that he'd also be my favorite All Stars contestant as well. As for anything else I would change about this finale, not that much. I mean, maybe I would have not have Camp Ball and Aqua get sunk like that, even though I do think that's a pretty epic end to the season to have the birthplace of the show get sunk down like that. I do remember being surprised and shocked when I first saw that ending scene for the first time off of Cartoon Network over 10 years ago. Wow, was not expecting that. I don't think any of us were, to be honest. But yeah, guys, those are the small changes that I would do to Total Drama All Stars' season finale. It was a great season finale, but there's just some small things that I would change about it, especially with not having Scott make it to the season finale, or not even having be one of the helpers for both Mike or Zoe in the season finale. But it's whatever. It's still a great finale to what is, in my opinion, a great and underrated season. But that's just my opinion, guys. If you guys want to, you can let me know in the comment section down below. If you had the chance, how would you change Total Drama All Stars' this season finale, or maybe the whole season in general? And yeah, that's it for the video, everybody. Have a good day, bye, and thanks for watching the video.